Hello friends, we have been talking about different big data tools and technologies. Today in this video I would like to discuss on one of the very basic unit of any big data application. Today let's discuss about data pipelines. If you are working in big data based applications, you must have heard this word multiple times, but it's very easy but very complex when people get confused on how to build it, what all things and what all tools to choose upon, what all framework will work to build the specific pipelines. Today let's go in detail on that and find out that how it is designed and what is the best way to work with data pipelines. Okay, so let's get started. You can understand data pipelines with the word itself. So I can break the word into two different parts. One is called data and first part, and second part is called pipelines. Data, easy to understand. Any piece of information is called data. Pipelines. So you can compare it with the pipelines, the water pipelines. Okay, where you build the pipelines to flow the water from one point to a other point. So if you want to flow the water from a particular location or from any place to your home, then you have to build a pipeline. So you must have seen the water pipeline at your home. So it's like that. You are getting a data from a particular place and you are flowing it, you have built a pipeline to flow it to your tap. Okay, so this is called water pipeline. Similarly, you can take the same analogy for data pipeline. Here in water pipeline, we are bringing the water from one place to other place. Here you can take that moving a data from one place to other place. As simple as this. Data pipeline is built to move data from one place, source location, to a destination location. Okay, so this is as simple to understand this part. Now what happens, what you want, can you simply build a pipeline that okay, you take a data and you put into a destination? No, you have to do something in between. So pipeline does that work for you. Previously the data was not used. It was like we have a RDBMS based system. The data was very small and you can directly put a small SQL based engine or query engine to do the normal processing, and after processing the data you put into a final table which can be accessed by any application at the destination or at the target end. Nowadays the data is getting huge, and to process the data it's not an easy task. You have to build different frameworks or different pipelines to process that huge amount of data. That's why data pipeline came into picture. Okay, previously this was done like you extract the data from a particular database, transform data and load to target database. Now that ETL process is a subset of data pipelines. So it became as part of a data pipelines to do those type of processing. So assume you are getting a data from a particular source, specific location A, and then you are doing all those processing in your pipeline and you are putting into the destination called B location. Okay, now what type of processing we generally do in big database application? Once you receive data, you do cleansing, you clean the data, you do specific processing like business logic, you process data, or you do some validations, or whatever you want to do, a joins, you want to do a apply specific rules which can give a different output, or you want to do a machine learning based analysis on top of it. So this is all being done as a once you clean data, you do all those processing, and after processing data you have to put data into a particular database or particular storage system where it can be accessed. Now let's discuss about, so this is as simple as it is. Now let's discuss about how exactly, what are from starting to end. So let's first discuss about source system. So what type of pipeline, if I talk about two different source systems, what type of pipelines can you build upon in big data based applications? Source, so you talk about the source and then you talk about the target. Okay, now data is in the source. Now you have to move this data to the destination. So what you will do, as discussed, you will build a pipeline. So pipeline 1 and pipeline 2, or you can have multiple pipelines based on your requirement. Okay, here we are taking example of two different pipelines. Now generally in big data application, two different type of data comes into if you need to move it. One is a batch data and one is a real-time data. Now batch data can be considered as any data which is resting in a database like RDMS based database, or it can be in a file, or it can be in a storage location, whatever format can be. So it's called batch data. So you want to move that that data which is coming in a database in a infrequent manner, not in a real-time manner like in every day or maybe once in every 6 hours or something, and then you have to do a processing on top of that. That is called batch data. You don't need that information in real time, but you process it for the future reference. That is called a batch data. Now let's talk about real time data. So real time data is the data which is coming in real life, feeds, okay, like talk about Twitter feeds, okay, you talk about any news-based application which is sending a time real time, and you wanted to do some action on top of that. So real time data are something which we wanted. Maybe we want to take some action. That's why we do want to process those in real time. So the pipeline for real time data will be different. We call it a real time pipelines. Okay, so the real time pipeline is bit more complex as compared to batch one, because you are doing the things in real time and you have to do all those handling, all those processing, all those, so that you can tackle data arrivals, or you can tackle the fault tolerance, all those things. So it is more important than, because the real time data, real time information is more important in some scenario, okay, where you want to build a use case to take out the fraud based to figure out one fraudulent transaction. Okay, so then we talk about it. So now how this is connected. So for batch, so first when your data is in your systems or database, so you have to, let's talk about batch first. Okay, so you have to pick data. So what are different frameworks which we have it? I'm talking about few of the frameworks. Okay, I'll just talk about how exactly it works. So when you build a pipeline, so from batch the pipeline came, you first need to extract data. So we have different tools like Scoop, or you want to do it, you can do it through you can do Hadoop based file copy. You can FTP, or you can run the if you want to move into a big database system, then you have to write a either Scoop based framework, or you can use a Hadoop based framework to move a data like Hadoop copy from local to the HDFS. Okay, so we are not going detail into those one, but this is just a framework, so I'm getting understanding on that. Okay, so you Scoop data. Scoop is a framework which is which is made to fetch data or to extract the data from any RDBMS system to your Hadoop based system, big database system. Okay, so you can use Scoop to do an extraction. Once you extracted, now you have to do some processing. So either you can extract and you put into HDFS as a file storage, or you can create some tables. Like we have Hive based framework or tools which you can use to store data in a tabular manner. Okay, so you Scoop data and you put it into this table. Now you do all this processing. This processing can be done based on Hive frameworks, or on table. You can do join and all those queries, or once you bring data, you can run some Spark based queries. Spark is a framework to process data in a parallel, to do a parallel processing on the huge amount of data. Okay, so you can use Spark as well to do those processing. So let's take the example. So for batch pipeline, you have to Scoop data, you get data into your big data, you get data into a staging layer, you do those processing, and then you move data into the processing layer. You want to do some more analytics, you do all those analytics on top of it, and then you finally put into a layer where it is it could be in a database. So I'll take example of HBase, because you can build the API on top of those database. You can do a real-time query and do all those things. So you assume that you put data into the final table called HBase tables. Okay, so it's as simple. You Scoop data, you do a processing in Spark, and you put data into HBase. Now on top of HBase, you can build any application, or you build an API on top of it to get the query. Now let's talk about real time. What are different frameworks which you can use to do a real time based framework, because it's a bit more complex. So real time framework, the complexity increases because data is coming in real time, and you don't have to miss the data. So what data is coming? So it can be a real time feed, or it can be a real time events or messages. Okay, so we have a special framework. So I have you can think about Kafka, or any messaging based framework which can accept this message, okay, in a fault tolerant manner, so that you don't miss any message. So it could be Kafka, it could be a queues, or it could be RabbitMQ, or it could be different tools like TIDPro and all. So there are a lot of different tools, but it's mostly used tool is Kafka. I've already covered Kafka in one of my other videos. You can go and check those things. Okay, so when you move data, you have a Kafka based message broker. So data comes to a message broker. This message broker handle all this data, and then you have to have since Kafka is public subscriber, so once you publish data into Kafka and it's a big topic, it is going to that particular topic, and then you have a consumer who's consuming data from the topic. So consumer is Spark based application. So we have an API from Spark, it's called Spark Streaming, which read data from this Kafka and then do the processing. So it allows. So for that you have to build a Kafka pipelines. You have to build a Kafka based topics based pipeline, data pipeline. So data comes in this topic, you have a subscriber on that topic, You read the data and then you process data. Same thing. You can have that business logic, or since you want to take some action. So this pipeline can be totally different. Either once you receive a site, you can merge to the existing pipelines, or you can build totally different pipelines where you process and quickly provide the result to the target system. So generally in big data application, real-time pipelines we keep it separate so that we can take a real-time action, because batch pipeline you can do other processing, like you can do analytics, you can do data science, you can do machine learning based analytics, but it takes time. So for real-time we generally don't do that thing. Yeah, one thing we can do, we have a lambda based architecture where real-time data is flowing to one real-time pipeline, and that same data can flow to the other pipeline. So it's coming here and it goes to this as well. Okay, and this data in real time which you are reading, it is getting stored into our database as well, and based on this, the real time one, we are taking some action on doing our different use cases. Okay, on a target, let's come on target end. So once you process data, the target end we can have different applications. We can have different visualization. So we have tools like Tableau, we can have tools like ClickView, or different. We can have our own Java based application, the UI. We can have application which provide Elasticsearch, which can provide you a search engine. You can build a search engine on top of it. So real-time queries also can be done on top of it. There are other tools as well. So it's any visualization you can do on top. So this is very basic of big data based application when you are going for data engineering review, or if you are going for a data engineering job. So you should know data pipelines. So this way, when I talk about two different pipelines, you can build more pipelines. So one pipeline can connect to other pipeline as well, so that you did half work from this pipeline, and after that you can move your data to the other pipeline as well. So those type of things also can be done. Okay, it's like a connection between them. There are a lot of different tools. For anyhow, I have in my previous videos, I have covered a lot of big data different tools. You can go and watch to understand that how these tools work. So, but and as a whole, big data application uses all those frameworks to make a data pipeline. Data pipeline is the most important thing when you build a big database application. That is the application to start with. Okay, so this is what I want to cover for big data pipelines. If you have, I would love if you can, if you like this video, I would love if you subscribe to that channel so that I can bring these type of videos for you. So it gives me motivation to bring those. So do subscribe and like the channel so that I don't miss any video. Hit the bell icon. Okay. So thank you guys, and keep learning, keep innovating.